I'm very good. It's so good to see you.
Oh, good to see you too. How you doing?
Very good. Let
It's
me,
very cold today in Washington, Spokane.
it's cold up there.
Very cold.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of rain right now and I imagine it'll soon be turning to snow.
Oh, we didn't have snow or rain, but it's been so cold. It blows 9.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Washington is so humid. It's always sometimes really, really cold there for me.
Yeah, so I have to rub my blanket with. I have rub myself with blanket. I'm
Well,
very,
that's
very.
great. Well, very good. Well, why don't we start out by having you just kind of introduce yourself and tell just a little bit about yourself, your
Okay.
name and where you're from and how you got to where you are now.
Okay. My name is Nyibol Chol. I'm from South Sudan. I came here in 2013, August 28th, and I came here by myself, me and my
Yes.
husband. And now I have 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
Tell me your children's names.
My first one is Chan,
Uh-huh.
Chan. My second one is Atuer, Atuer.
That's where.
My third one is a daughter,
Uh-huh.
Athau, Athou. Um, the last name is Dengs and Deng for both
Thank you.
sides. Yeah, middle name, my husband name is Majok Chan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so,
Now
and
you attended grade school in South Sudan, correct?
I did a turn, yeah, the school from South Sudan, but my first going to school was in 2003 when we were little. They had a school girl called, it's only for girls. You have to go there, no boys. That's where we started in the village of Amadich, Nyamlell. Um, in 2003 and 2004. And 2004, the half of it, we went to the Presbyterian Church. There was a school there. It's called New Life Ministry.
Yes.
I went there, and maybe I've been there for like 3 weeks. And then the schoolgirl decided to bring us back. We came back, and then I stayed home for like a year of 2005, and then go back to school in 2006 to start um, class 1, which is first grade here,
Yes.
um, in Nyamlell Kamboni Primary School. That was, yeah. So my, sorry.
No, that's okay. The kids are great. Have
Yeah,
them come say hi.
yeah. So the school in Kamboni in 2006, the guy who was the principal there was from America.
Yes.
He's from Indiana.
Uh-huh.
His name was called Michael D. Barton, Barton, I believe.
Yes.
They call
Yeah.
it Bart here. Yeah, it's a short name. I've been there for like 2006, 7, 8. And then the half of 8 in, believe September or August, I went to a young teeth
Yes.
primary school. I studied there in class 3rd grade. Um, and then we had exams, go to 4th grade. I've been there since 2008, 9, 10, 11. I got married in 2010, but that was the mid, it was in September. So I went back in 2011, the 1st of January, we started school. And I've been there for like that year. And then in 2012, I traveled to Juba to Nairobi.
Uh-huh.
And then I stayed there whole 2012 and 2.5 of 2013. and I went back home. I didn't get a chance to go back to Ayaktiit and see my student and my teachers, but because I was gone for like a week, it was not enough for me to visit everybody. But I came back to Kenya and then I traveled to here.
Very good.
So yeah, and I love being here, but I'm really thinking about get back home because when I was a student there, it was so hard. You have to be old enough to walk 1,000 miles every day, like going back and forth.
Yes.
You have to wake up in the morning, like 5, 6, to get ready to go fetch the water somewhere, take a shower, and dress up for the school. So I'm thinking about those little kids who might be like 10, 11, or 9, 8, and 6. They need to go back, but they can't accomplish that because you have to have someone to accompany you to school. But we don't have that because parents have to do their different things at home, and you have to go to school and come back by yourself.
Yes.
So,
So now, when you were in school in Ayaktiit, which is the name of the school that South Sudan sponsors in Nyamlell, how far did you have to walk to school every day?
I believe it is about um, 5 miles.
5 miles. Okay.
Yes.
Now there are many challenges facing the children of South Sudan. One of which is not the least is the challenge to be able to go to school. What are some of the challenges or the problems that the children face about attending school besides the distance and travel and economics?
Where I live was close to school. As I said, it is 5 miles, but as you know, 5 mile here is not easy. You drive maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Um, but back there, I was like, I said I'm closer to school because I leave home like 6:30 and get to school about 7:40 something, which is an hour walk and coming back. But some people were like behind me. They walked maybe 15 miles a day.
Uh-huh.
And there was a lot of bushes in there. Like here is so different, but back there it's so scary,
Uh-huh.
when you wake up in the morning because we got so many bushes and grass everywhere. You have to sneak in a little bit of road. You don't know what is going to happen or something. If something pop up in your face, you can't protect yourself because um, it's it's a very narrow road. People are passing by. Um, so a lot of people were like coming back 15 miles. They came to school. They left home maybe 4 in the morning.
Yes.
But they have to be like 10 or 5 people, not
Uh-huh.
one person. If you are
Travel.
one, you have to have at least a bicycle
So
to
you would
come to
travel in a
school.
group for safety.
Yes. So when it comes to a lot of challenges, there is a lot of challenges in there. You
Yes.
have to be old enough to walk by yourself.
How do
If
the
you are not
family?
old enough, you cannot go to school. That's why a lot of kids now they still stay home until they turn 10 or find someone to walk with them every
Walk
morning.
with them. How
Yeah,
do the families feel about education? Do the mothers and fathers of these children support education or?
they do. They do. They do like kids to go to school, but they are concerned because they cannot do that every morning. They cannot wake you up every morning and
Yes.
walk you to school because it's going to prevent them for their things that they need to be done at home. Like everybody is doing their job. Like women are working as a women's, men are working as a men, and kids are going to school. So it's hard to take a child to school. It take a little bit of time for you to come back and do your things, and then later you go pick them up. No, not like that. There is a lot of challenges. For me, is the transportation. We don't have any transportation for the kids.
Yeah.
You have to find your own way. Otherwise, you have to move into the closer place so you can afford to go to school by yourself.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Could I have you do me a quick favor? The drapery behind you is open and the light is real bright. And there we go. Much better.
Uh-huh.
There, now we can
Sorry.
see your face. I can see.
Now it's dark in here. Yeah.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
the light was real bright. Um, so transportation is an issue or a barrier. Now
yes.
in Sudan, as we know, Sudan and South Sudan, we know that there has been wars and conflicts for some time now. How can an education help and assist in the peace process? If the goal is peace, how can
Exactly.
educating children help?
Exactly. It's not all the South Sudan is peaceful, but Ayaktiit, or let's say Will, Northern Baragazal, half of it is very peaceful, especially on our side, you know.
Yes.
But our kids, some kids don't afford to buy shoes. Some kids don't afford to buy uniforms for school. Some kids don't even afford to pay school fees because you have to pay school fees.
Yes.
Some kids don't even afford um, pen or backpack. There is a lot of challenges that our kids are facing back there. But it's very peaceful. If your child is leaving a house, she or he can go the place safely. If it's like 9 or 10 years old, he had to be at least that age to go by himself or herself. Um, but we don't have those. We don't have uniform, lack of uniform, lack of food, hunger. Some kids are hungry. If you are hungry, you cannot even think about going to school. You
Sure.
know that. You have to
It's
like
hard to
full
learn
enough
when
to
your
eat every
stomach is
day. Yeah,
empty.
it's hard to learn. Yeah.
So
So
in addition to basic school supplies, we also have a need for clothing and
clothing,
food and then
shoes,
transportation too.
exactly, and that is the main priority. You know, because some parents, the their life is so different.
Yes.
They depend on the daily basis. If they sell something like mango, tree, or some other stuff back there, you don't know, but I know them. Um, it might be like less than $5 here.
Uh-huh.
So those things have to be spent for the food for the kid. So some parents they don't afford shoes or whatever. Some kids just walk to school with no shoes at all, no
Yes.
shoes at all, no clothes, and unless maybe they have short underwear, and that's it. Some kids they walk to school naked, and people from school they felt so bad about it, but they cannot afford either to
Yeah.
support those kids because life is so tough in there, as you guys know. But
Yeah, and how can an education positively affect the lives of these children? If they get an education, will they have greater opportunities?
exactly, they will.
Will there be
Some kids are
jobs
really
available
smart.
for them?
Some kids are very, very smart, especially the boys. Some girls, they are so active, but they are shy. When it comes to that stage, if you have nothing to eat, kids look so dirty. They can't even take a shower, you know. It's hard for them. But some kids are really smart. If you take them to class, they know what you teach them. They can answer to you, they can be open to you, but they are shy
Yes.
when it comes to that because they have nothing.
Yes.
They have nothing. If they see you
Well,
eating something, they feel like, oh, you can share with them. But if you share with them, that is not gonna be enough for both of you, even them. So feeding kid is the hardest one, and there are a lot of stuff in school, especially clothing and shoes, school fees. As you know, in school you have to pay a little bit of something, at least for the registration thing. Um, that the thing back home, but some parents they afford to pay everything. Like they can buy you shoes, uniform, Not everybody is like
Not,
that,
not
but
everybody can.
most of the people are so poor, you know.
Yes. Now, the school there, we've actually, since you attended there, we've actually put a couple buildings on the property. And so we have some schoolrooms. Now, while you were there, you met under a tree for a long time, didn't you?
Yes. When I was started there in 2008, I sat under the tree. So we moved from tree to tree when it came to a rain season, because the grass will grow up so quickly, and we try to make it clean every day, but then it kept coming back. So we moved from a different tree to another tree. If we see that tree is bigger um, than this tree, then we can move there. So it will accommodate at least, because classroom has to be maybe 30 people,
Yes.
30 students, or 30 something or over that. So we have to move into a different place, and then next time we will move into a different place, because they try to put on the signboard, like the blackboard,
Yes.
where the teacher can write things on it. Um, and it's hard for other teachers too to put on the blackboard on the tree. So I started there. I think I moved from different tree, like maybe 5 trees. Um, it get worse when it comes to this time. Like January is the worst. We thought when it's raining is the worst, because we can't find our books back. We have to lose them, and then we have to find a new books, exercise book to write on
So you'd be in your classroom, which was under a tree, and,
under a tree.
and it would rain and damage your
We have
book,
nowhere to go,
and
unless,
you'd have
yeah,
to
we
replace your
use it
exercise books.
again. Yep, the day after day, unless it's not raining, then you have your books. And some people don't have even backpack to put the books inside. They have them in their hands, so it's hard. If raining, it will be wet, all of them.
Yeah. So
And
tell me, if you had an opportunity to request what would be best for the school, what would help those children the most, what would make the most difference in their lives, what things, what stuff would help them the most?
the building will be the first priority for my opinions, because if you are staying in the house, I think it's safe.
Mhm.
Um, like this time is so dusty now, it's very windy. Look like tornado. It came out from here and this way, blowing so different directions, and that is the hardest thing too, because the dust get into the exercise book. You try to write on the book, the pen doesn't write. You have to use a pencil for that, which is bad, because when the book is dirty, you cannot write on it. Um, yeah, the one thing I can recommend will be the building, to have the building at least, because a lot of kids are still under the tree.
More roofs. Very good.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you one more question. If you had a similar question, if you had an opportunity to speak to the students in Sudan, what would you tell them?
I'll tell them to work hard. I They can work hard, because school is not easy. As I see, I'm not done with my school yet, but when I was there, I have to use the bricks. We have to build the bricks as a man, as here. We do the bricklayers. And it's not our job to do that, but we do that because we don't have any other choice.
Sure.
No one can do it for us unless we pay someone. And we can't afford to pay someone. It's hard. So we do the buildings, and we have to go to cut the grass and cut the tree and make it a roof, at least just like a hard one. And people will stay there for a little bit longer, like maybe a year, and then later it will tear apart.
Mhm. So
So for me, when I talk to them, I have to tell them so they can work so hard, cut down the trees, and make the good compound. But
so
some
as
trees must be standing up there, because um, they will grow up a little bit to give us the shadow. when it comes to like summertime, it's hard too because you have to move with the shadow. If the shadow getting bigger, you guys get a little bit of cold, and
Moving
then when you move back, you have to leave because no way you can sit in the sun.
in the direct
It's
sun.
gonna,
So
yeah, everybody will be
as a student in
dehydrated.
the school,
Yeah,
you were responsible to help upkeep the school and make bricks for school buildings, and
exactly.
very good. But these
And
were
clean it up. Yeah, and clean
not
it.
the best of bricks, so they only lasted about a year, and then you had to make more. Is that correct?
Yes, because that is a mud brick. That is not like here bricklayer.
Not fired brick. Yeah,
No, not the fire one. Yeah,
not the
is
fired
is
bricks.
is the big one. Yeah, with the sand, which doesn't last long. When the rain is raining, it's gonna melt all off. Which
Oh,
is
I kind of giggle because I kind of hurt inside. It's we talk about first world problems compared to the problems of the rest of the world, and
oh my God. Yeah, I thought
um,
we had the good place, but when I came to Uganda, it
having the
was
rain come
different.
and my building melt around me isn't something that I worry about.
Exactly,
It,
exactly.
it sounds like a part of the challenge.
I know.
Um,
I
what,
know. That's the
what,
big part of it. And we spend some days without learning anything because we have to do bricks and then later we can pile them up to make a house. We go to the bush and cut the trees. We go to the bush and get the grass. It is a lot of things. Sometimes you spend a week without learning anything
uh,
because you have to get something above you to protect the rain or the dust.
yeah,
Not
and
to
then you
get in.
still had exams coming too. So you still had to study and take your exams on top of it.
Exactly. Yeah, we never miss any exams. We have to do all the exams three times a year.
What are the reasons that the children of Sudan don't attend school?
Um, South Sudan is a very young nation. People were in the war, and that's why a lot of people back there don't have education. And some people are still worried about this education. Some people don't even know what is good about it. That need to be like preach for the other people like the good thing about education is this and this, but they don't see it you know
Hmm.
um, some people see it but not all of us see it or everybody back there. The hardest one is what I told you already. Some people don't afford to let the kid go to school. That's
Ah,
the big thing because if you are hunger you need something to eat, you cannot think that far about going to school.
sure.
You have to know school when you see something like other people going to school and do the good thing, then you think, oh, this might be good for my kid. But some people don't have that. They don't see that in other people's neighborhood. Like, what is the education exactly, and what is a school for? They think when you have a child and child, you just struggle to raise a child. That's it. That's what people think. Um, so South Sudan, they are trying. They are beginning it. They started it to let kids go to school now, but there's no help. Some government schools they are overflow with a lot of students, which is hard. Some kid they sneak into the class, then they sneak out before they were like discharged from school.
Mhm.
The Because of the hunger, they stay there and they have no water, no food. Then they think, oh, I might go back home and find my own food because some kids are working on the street. You see them working, find their own food to eat by themselves without parent,
Uh-huh.
you know. And that's a lot of things going on back there. But as I know, even myself, I was like, going to school will help me a little bit just to learn and speak to other people because some people they left here in 2000 and I believe 2009. They
Uh-huh.
went with a call or somebody Um, and they go there, and we think, oh, white people are the lucky people. They know English. We didn't know that everybody go to school. We thought you guys are born wise like that without learning anything. Yeah, but then later people encouraging us and say, in America, everybody have to go to school. You start from kindergarten, first grade. You have to learn everything.
Yes.
If you see them like that, don't think they are not going to school. They go to school. They speak English, but they have to learn. They go
Yeah.
to school. So we were like, oh, that's good. But some of the kids, they don't understand. Not everybody speak English over there. They try to go to school, but some of them are shy to open to some people to talk to them. And I think um, that's the worst thing. Kid back there are not like here. Here, when you go to school, the kid are open to you. They talk to you. They ask you everything, but they don't have that there.
Yeah.
They don't have that. They are
It's
so shy
different
because they think they are
towards
nothing.
children.
They
Yeah.
think they are nothing. Yeah.
If you had what are your hopes and wishes for Sudan, for South Sudan?
Development. I'm
Pardon me?
hoping every time if the government can do some little bit of development, especially helping people who are in need and support their schools and at least build a lot of school buildings because we don't have some colleges. There's no colleges.
Yeah.
There is no universities. We only have elementaries and middle school, and that's it now, which is the population of students in South Sudan is a lot now. People, thousands of students have like high school diploma a year, and some of them don't afford to do that. And I'm hoping that will change. But the government there is so tough because you can't speak up. If you speak up, you get in trouble,
Yeah.
even though you didn't take an action.
Well, do you think
They don't care
education
either.
will help a lot more people speak up?
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
good.
I hope I can do that. If
If
I'm going there, I can let them speak up because, but the first thing to speak up is the freedom of speech. If you don't have that, you can't. That's a big controller, you know. Um, yeah, but we love South Sudan. South Sudan is a good nation, and we are lacking of leadership. Some people don't even worry about the other kids, like what to eat. Some people are good there, but they can't afford to help more students because they have a lot of challenges to face on behalf of their own families. But I always pray about South Sudan to be a good place for the young generation, to be a good place for the generation now going to school to come with changes, and let everybody speak up at least, because word is a word, action is an action, but they don't take that. Some like when I go there and say that, they will be like, "Oh, you are an enemy," but I'm not an enemy because I'm just saying it. I don't have a power to do that over the government, but um, they don't believe that, and that scares me the most.
very good. So one last question, I guess, or I think we've covered a lot of things, and it's been a pleasure for me to get to know you a little better and speak with you. And I wish you and your family all the best. If you could make a request to those who'll be seeing this video, what would you ask of them?
Um, I don't know what to ask them, but I would say thank you to them because the way they think, you know, they need to see something coming up at least so they can help. They cannot help without the voices or any evidence they see from school, you know. But I'm so glad a lot of people are trying to help kids, and I'm always praying for them too, so God can give them something at least so they can help other kids. That's what I'm gonna tell them. But I would say thank you for your journey and for this. It's not easy. This is a good program. It's not easy to think that like I need to help this kid, and you know where they come from. You don't know. Um, I know where, but you guys don't know where they come from and what they are facing back there. That's the God willings, you know. And I'm always praying for those people with good hearts to think far away, not here. Like me now, I'm here, but I'm still thinking back home because the way I left people is it was a bad situation, but it's getting worse now. Since I left home, it was good. The life was so good, but now it's so bad. It is unbelievable life. Um, um, so I'm hoping they can do something good for the kids, and God or Lord will reward them whatever they need.
Well, thank you again, and thank you for being such an amazing woman and a wonderful mother and wife and family member, and thank you for talking with me. It was a pleasure. Is there any questions you have for me or us or anything that I can answer for you, or anything else that you'd like to say?
No, as we talk, last couple of weeks, we did talk really good, and I'm very happy to help you through this, guys. If you guys need anything, you can. I'm open. You can call me. You can text me, and I can call you back if I have time. As
Super.
you know, I have my little kids on my side,
Yeah,
and
I did get to see them playing with the curtains.
yeah. So yeah, if you need anything, you can let me know, and I can call them too and talk to some of their staff back there in the school,
Very good.
see what they need, and I can share that with you.
Terrific. All right. Well, thank you again, and thank you for being here, and thank you for being amazing.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll be in touch. It's fun to
All
talk
right,
to
Jeff.
you. All right.
Have a good weekend.
You too. I'll see you later. Thank you
All
again.
right.